Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to another NFL tier list. In today's video, we're ranking wide receivers. And without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, starting off our list, we have AJ Brown. I think we're gonna put him in the elite tier. Man, he's had a lot of good production the last few years. Now, Jahan Dotson. I'm gonna put him in good. Now, Devontae Smith. I'm gonna put him at the very top of great, but I do think AJ Brown and Devontae Smith, if you're talking about them as a duo, they're definitely an elite duo. Okay, Jamar Chase is elite, but I'm putting him higher than AJ Brown. Yeah, Jamar Chase last year did phenomenal. Him and Justin Jefferson are going to reach 10,000 yards faster than any other wide receiver. And it also helps that both of them have a really good wide receiver 2 with them. Speaking of wide receiver 2s, T. Higgins. Man, they both had 10 touchdowns last season. He had 10, and Jamar Chase had like 17. Yeah, that's just disgusting. Andre Yoshivas. He's good. He's more of a good deep threat wide receiver, but man, I do think Andre Yoshivas is a beast. Zay Flowers, I'm going to put in great. He hasn't really put up any numbers that show that he's elite yet, but he's very consistent. And I think next year he'll do a lot better. Rashad Bateman, I'll put at the top of good. And I think he could eventually become a great wide receiver, but it's already been a few years he's been in the league, so he's kind of running out of time. Now, DeAndre Hopkins. You know, if this was DeAndre Hopkins a few seasons ago, I would put him in the elite tier, but I think I'm going to put him at the bottom of great. I think he still has a lot left in the tank. I know a lot of people last year were expecting him to do way better on the Chiefs, but he is starting to get up there in age. Okay, Devontae Walker. Meh. He only got targeted once last season, and he got a touchdown. But we're just going to have to wait and see. He hasn't really played enough to even tell if he's good or not. Garrett Wilson. I wouldn't exactly say he's an elite wide receiver yet, but I think he's great. He's been very consistent so far. Every season he's at 1,000 yards. And honestly, that's pretty good, despite the fact that he's on the Jets. Allen Lazard. I would say he's good. Like, he's not by any means an elite star wide receiver, but he is good enough to be a wide receiver 2 or wide receiver 3. Malachi Corley. Meh. Okay, Josh Reynolds. I think I'm going to put Josh Reynolds in meh. He's been on so many teams in the last few seasons. It's just crazy. Now, Stephon Diggs. I'm going to put him at the front of great. If it was Stephon Diggs a few seasons ago, I would put him in elite, but right now, I think he's just great. His production has slowed down quite a bit, and he has a lot more injuries now. Keyshawn Bout. I'd say he'd go to the bottom of good. He's only played 2 seasons, but last season he did pretty well. 500 yards and 3 touchdowns. That's pretty good. Okay, Kyle Williams. He's a rookie. Jalen Polk. He didn't really do as good as everyone was hoping for last season. Now, Demario Douglas. I would say he's been pretty good, but he just hasn't done enough yet. Now, Tyreek Hill. I'd say he's still elite. Even though he had one of his worst seasons last year, I still think he's elite. He really hasn't slowed down yet. I think in the next few years he'll start, but I think he's still pretty elite. Nick Westbrook. Pretty good. Jalen Waddle. I'll put him in great. He's done pretty well. Now, Calvin Ridley. I'm going to put him in great. As much as it pains me to put him up here, he's had quite a bit of 1,000-yard seasons already, but I do think he's consistent enough to be a great wide receiver. Tyler Lockett, I'm going to put him at the top of good. If this was a few seasons ago, I'd put him at the top of great, but he's just starting to show his age. Okay, Xavier Restapro. He's a rookie, but I do think he's going to do a lot better than Kyle Williams. Now, Khalil Shakir, I'll put in great. He had the least amount of drops last season. I think if they targeted him a lot more, he'd do way better every season. Okay, Keon Coleman. I would say middle of good, right around here. You know, he didn't do as good as everyone expected him to last season, but I think he could do pretty well this season. Elijah Moore, bottom of good. He's done pretty well, but I think he might have one of his better seasons this season because this is the best quarterback he's ever had. Okay, Joshua Palmer. I'm going to put him above Keon Coleman. Joshua Palmer on the Chargers was a very reliable weapon for Justin Herbert. I think he could be just as reliable for Josh Allen as he was for Justin Herbert. Curtis Samuel, probably right around here, around Andre Yoshivas. Adam Thielen. Despite how old he's getting, I think he's still pretty good. Okay, Xavier Legette. top of meh. I think he can do a lot better this season, but last season wasn't really the best start of a career. T-Mac. I think he's going to be one of the best rookie wide receivers from this class. Okay, Amon Ra. Yeah, I'm putting him in elite. He's been putting up some really good numbers as of late, and he's a very reliable weapon for Jared Goff. I think Jameson Williams is a really good wide receiver, and I'm hoping he's utilized more in the next couple seasons. Isaac T-Schlaw. I can't really say his last name, but I think he's going to go around here. Okay, DJ Moore, I would say is great, but he isn't exactly elite yet. And don't get me wrong, I do think he's one of the top wide receivers in the NFL, but he hasn't really had those numbers yet that have shown that he's elite. Luther Burden. Honestly, I do think he's going to have a better season than Tedoroya McMillan. No, Rome, I would say he's great. CeeDee Lamb, I'm putting him top of elite. Oh, Jonathan Mingo. Jonathan Mingo is meh. Jalen Tolbert's pretty good. He had 600 yards and 7 touchdowns last season. Maybe higher than this, right here. I think that fits better. If Jaden Reed can keep on doing what he did last year, but have a bit more numbers, I think he'll be amazing. Matthew Golden, rookie. Honestly, I think he might have a better season than T-Mac as well. Romeo Dobbs. I'm going to put him at the middle of good. If he can just stop with his drops, I think he could be really good. That's just one thing he needs to improve on. Christian Watson. Same thing. But his problem is his hamstrings. If he gets less hamstring injuries, I think he'll do pretty well. Malik Neighbors, I'm going to put him at the top of great. He had a phenomenal rookie season. I think all he needs is one more season, and I think he'll be in the elite tier. Yeah, LSU just, I don't know what they feed all the wide receivers, but every wide receiver that comes out of there is just phenomenal. Darius Slayton, I'm going to put him at the top of good. He's been pretty consistent. He just had Daniel Jones his entire career. I think if he had somebody else, Darius Slayton would be talked about a lot more. Wandale Robinson, I'd say he's pretty good too. Probably right around here. Brandon Ayuk, I'd say he's toward the top of great. I wouldn't really say he's elite, but he is a great wide receiver. Ricky Pearsall, I'm going to put him towards the middle of good. He didn't really play a lot last season, but from the stuff he did play, he did very well. I would not be surprised if he's at the top of great next season. Juwan Jennings. Juwan Jennings has really improved the last few seasons. Honestly, I think I'm going to put him at the very top of good. If he can do what he did last season, man, I think he can be a really good wide receiver. DK Metcalf. He's a great wide receiver. Calvin Austin. I think he's pretty good. He's a really good deep threat wide receiver. Now, George Pickens, I'm going to put in great because he's done pretty well. I think someday he could be elite. He just needs to stop fighting people down the field. Roman Wilson. He didn't do anything last season, but since I have high hopes for him, I'm going to put him at the bottom of good. Now, Ladd McConkey. He's already a great wide receiver. Ladd McConkey worked really well for Justin Herbert last season, and I can't wait to see what he does this season. Trey Harris is another rookie I think that will do really well. Quentin Johnston. I might regret doing this, but this season he did improve. He still dropped the ball quite a bit this season, and if he didn't drop the ball as much, I think he could be a great wide receiver. He just hasn't shown the consistency yet. Mike Williams, when he's healthy, he would be great, but last few seasons, he just hasn't done much. It just really sucks because he could have been an elite wide receiver, but injuries have just plagued his career, and it's just unfortunate. Jackson Smith-Njigba. I think he's great. I think Jackson Smith-Njigba can be an elite wide receiver in a few years. Honestly, he might be one this season. Now that DK Metcalf's gone, we can actually see what Jackson Smith-Njigba can do at the number 1 spot. Now, MVS. Probably good, but towards the bottom. Cooper Kupp. Bottom of great now. I would say he's still pretty good. He's still consistent. He's just not like he was since his Triple Crown season. Brian Thomas. He did great last year. I cannot wait to see how he plays this season. Trevor Lawrence better just feed him the ball this season, and I think they can win games. Travis Hunter. If they play him as wide receiver too, with Brian Thomas, that'll be a disgusting duo, and I'm excited to watch them next year. Diami Brown. Meh, I hope he can do good for the Jaguars, but I don't know. Gabe Davis. Towards like the middle of good. Probably right around here. When he was on the Bills, he was a pretty good wide receiver too with Stephon Diggs, but for the Jaguars, he kind of had a down year. We'll just wait and see. I still think he's a good wide receiver, he just didn't put up a lot of production last year. Trey Tucker, probably bottom of good. He's done pretty well, just hasn't put up a lot of impressive numbers. Jack Besh, I think he'll be towards the top of rookies as well. I'm also just hoping he does really well because what happened to his family this year is just tragic. So one can only hope he has a good NFL career. Okay, Jacoby Myers. I'm going to put at the top of good. He's been pretty consistent so far throughout his career, and maybe Jack Besh can help complement him a lot more. Okay, Marvin Harrison Jr. Great. I would put him around here, though, around Garrett Wilson and JSN. He just didn't do as good as everyone expected last year, but he still had a pretty good rookie season. Now, Michael Wilson, I'd say he's still pretty good, but if you really honestly think about it, there's not a lot of bad wide receivers in the NFL right now. Okay, Zay Jones is still pretty good. Those few seasons he was on the Jaguars, man, he did pretty well. Nico Collins, top of great. What's funny is that at the beginning of Nico Collins' career, he would be down in the good tier, but he's gotten better and better every season. It does help that he got CJ Stroud at quarterback now, but he's been doing good. Christian Kirk is good. He can still be a great wide receiver, he just needs to do a little bit better. And can't forget Tank Dell, he's also pretty good too. Xavier Worthy, I think he's towards the top of good too. He just needs to develop a little bit more. Rashee Rice, bottom of great. Last year he was going off at the beginning of the season, but unfortunately he got injured right at the beginning of the season. Jalen Royals, I think is going to have a pretty decent season too. Now, Hollywood Brown, I'd say he's still pretty good too. Puka Nacua, elite. The amount of 100-yard games he's already had is just disgusting. You know what's funny? Despite him being injured for half the season last year, he almost made 1,000 yards. He was literally 10 yards away from making 1,000. Devontae Adams has to be elite. Just the amount of numbers he's put up despite his age is just crazy. Tutu Atwell, pretty good. Terry McLaurin, I think he's at the top of great. He's very consistent, isn't plagued with drops. Now that he finally has a good quarterback in Jaden Daniels, I think it's only a matter of time before he puts up elite numbers. Noah Brown has put up some pretty good numbers as of late, so I'll put him in good. Deebo Samuel, probably great, but towards the bottom. Jerry Jeudy, honestly, I think now he's finally broke into being a great wide receiver. It took a while, but he finally got his first 1,000-yard season. Deontay Johnson, holy fall off, man. I remember a couple seasons ago I was saying he's still a really good wide receiver. He's literally been on every team in his division so far, except the Bengals. He was on the Steelers, Panthers, Texans, Ravens, Browns in the course of a year. 1 year. He was on all 5 of those teams, bro. That's crazy. Cedric Tillman, pretty good. Oh, this is going to be fun to rate all the Colts players. Michael Pittman, great. I think Josh Downs could be at the bottom of great. Donnie Mitchell, bottom of good. I still think he can develop into a good wide receiver, but we'll have to wait and see. Actually, maybe meh right now, just to be more fair. Same with Roman Wilson, didn't really do much. Alec Pierce, I think he's a great wide receiver. He averaged so many yards last season. 22 yards per catch, most in the NFL. And he did all that with only 37 receptions, and he made like 800 yards. Okay, Drake London, I think, is a great wide receiver. I was hoping he would put up some better numbers last season, which he did, don't get me wrong. But I was hoping for like 1,500 or something. Okay, Ray McLeod had his first good season last season, so I think I'll put him in good. Darnell Mooney, I think he's great. At least this season he was great. We can move Calvin Ridley down to good. We can move Rashee Rice down a little bit too. Move Debo down a little bit. I think that's good. Portland Sutton, great. Marvin Mims, pretty good. Middle of the road wide receiver. Oh, Pat Bryant. I think Pat Bryant will do pretty well too. Troy Franklin. I really hope he can be a great wide receiver, but so far he's put up meh numbers. Chris Olave, great. Kind of off season last season, but I think he's still pretty great. I'm going to put him around Garrett Wilson because him and Garrett Wilson have a pretty similar skill floor. Brandon Cooks, he's pretty good. Rashid Shaheed, bottom of good is a good place. Justin Jefferson, elite. Jordan Addison, great. Jalen Naylor's pretty good. You know what? I'm going to change this. I'm going to change this to S, this to A, this to B, this to C, and this to D. I think that would be a lot easier. Mike Evans, S tier. Chris Godwin, top of A. Well guys, I hope you guys enjoyed my wide receivers tier list. And I'm sorry I was a bit indecisive at the end. I was trying to fix the rankings a little bit, but I think despite that, I still did pretty well. I think ranking wide receivers is the easiest position to rank though, because it's way easier to tell if they're a better wide receiver, because you could just look at their yards and their touchdowns. Okay, but anyways guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.